Welcome back, everyone, and buckle up because what I'm about to walk you through is one of the wildest, most electrifying, and downright unbelievable developments we've seen in Dallas Cowboys news in a long time. This is the kind of story that shakes the NFL to its core, triggers fan meltdowns across social media, and sends shockwaves through every front office trying to figure out what just happened. Tonight, we're digging deep into the stunning buzz surrounding the Dallas Cowboys and a potential trade for one of the most explosive wide receivers in modern football, Tyreek Hill. Yes, you heard that right. The same Tyreek Hill who can torch an entire defense in the blink of an eye. The same Tyreek Hill who is arguably the most dangerous offensive weapon in the league. The same Tyreek Hill who could completely transform the Cowboys' offense overnight. Rumors have erupted everywhere. Insiders are whispering, and now the giant question dominating the NFL world is simple. Did the Cowboys just pull off a massive move to acquire Tyreek Hill, or are we witnessing the early sparks of something even bigger behind the scenes? The story begins with a sudden wave of insider reports earlier today that lit up phones across the league. It wasn't from your typical rumor mill accounts, this came from a handful of plugged-in NFL reporters who rarely miss. Apparently, multiple league executives began noticing some unusual activity from the Cowboys front office over the past 48 hours. High-level calls, late-night meetings, and what one source described as Dallas acting like something big is brewing. At first, people thought maybe it was about a defensive player, maybe a backup quarterback, or maybe just internal roster restructuring. But then came the bombshell. Sources claimed the Cowboys were deep in discussions about making a blockbuster move for a star wide receiver. And the name that kept surfacing? Tyreek Hill. Immediately, social media went into meltdown mode. Fans questioned how this could even be possible. Analysts started speculating about salary cap gymnastics, and the Dolphins camp stayed suspiciously quiet. Whenever a team goes quiet during trade chatter, that's often a sign something is being worked on behind closed doors. As we dive deeper, the timeline gets even more fascinating. Late last night, a well-connected insider posted that a top-tier AFC team had received a massive offer for one of their elite offensive weapons. The very next morning, Tyreek Hill posted a cryptic message on social media, 3 wide eyes emoji, a cowboy hat emoji, and a zipper mouth emoji. Nothing more. No explanation. No context. Just enough to blow up the internet. Fans instantly began piecing things together, and the conclusion became unavoidable. Tyreek Hill himself was hinting at something involving the Cowboys. Now, obviously players post cryptic things all the time, but this one hit different. Tyreek doesn't randomly put cowboy emojis out into the world during a week filled with trade chatter unless something is stirring beneath the surface. And when reporters asked Mike McDaniel, head coach of the Dolphins, about the rumors, he gave a strange answer. He said, "No comment, we're focused on the players in this building." Usually coaches shut rumors down instantly with a clear denial. This one felt like something he wasn't prepared to speak on yet. Let's talk about what this would mean for the Dallas Cowboys if a move of this magnitude was real. Imagine Tyreek Hill lining up alongside CeeDee Lamb. Imagine defenses trying to double-team both of them at once. Imagine Dak Prescott having the fastest receiver in the entire league streaking downfield with the kind of separation most quarterbacks only see in Madden. This wouldn't just upgrade the Cowboys' offense, it would launch them into an entirely different tier. Defensive coordinators would have nightmares. Safeties would be forced to play 20 yards deep. The entire playbook would be rewritten to incorporate flashes of speed that simply break defensive schemes. People say you can't teach speed, but Tyreek Hill doesn't just have speed, he has game-wrecking, franchise-altering velocity that single-handedly changes how an entire defense operates. But how would the Cowboys pull this off? That's the million-dollar question. And it's where things get even more interesting. According to insider discussions, the Cowboys have quietly been restructuring contracts and creating silent cap space over the last few months. Moves that seemed small and insignificant at the time suddenly make a lot more sense when you connect the dots. The Cowboys have the money, they have the motivation, and they certainly have the desire to make a splash after falling short in past playoff runs. Jerry Jones has always been known for dramatic, unexpected, headline-dominating moves. Fans joke about him loving attention, but the truth is Jerry loves winning even more, and he knows the Cowboys' window with this current roster won't stay open forever. Bringing in Tyreek Hill would instantly change the narrative, energize the fanbase, and send a loud message to the entire league: the Cowboys are going all in. Now the next layer of this story is what the Dolphins would receive in return. Early speculation suggests multiple first-round picks, possibly a star defensive piece, or even a package involving high-caliber young players. Miami is entering a phase where big contract decisions are stacking up fast. Tua needs an extension. Jalen Waddle needs an extension. Their defense has expensive pieces. Eventually something has to give. Trading Tyreek Hill would free up massive salary cap space and provide draft capital to reshape their roster. And even though Dolphins fans would absolutely hate it, the business side of the NFL sometimes pushes teams into decisions they don't want to make. If the Cowboys are one of the few teams capable of absorbing a contract like Tyreek's, that makes them an ideal trade partner. Insiders are also pointing out that Tyreek Hill has always admired the Cowboys culture. Growing up, he's spoken multiple times about watching Cowboys highlight reels, loving their star-studded identity, and imagining what it would be like to play in a franchise with that kind of global spotlight. While that doesn't guarantee anything, it absolutely adds fuel to the fire. Players often use their influence behind the scenes when trade talks heat up. They tell their agents where they'd like to land, they drop hints to front offices, and they indirectly steer conversations. If Tyreek wants a fresh start or simply wants to join a team poised to contend immediately, Dallas could be his perfect landing spot. Of course, we also have to consider the possibility that this could be part of a negotiation tactic. Sometimes teams float rumors to test market interest or to pressure other franchises into increasing their offers. Sometimes agents leak things to the media to get better contract leverage. But the reason this story feels different is because it's not coming from random accounts or unreliable speculation. It's backed by unusual silence from Miami, suspicious social media activity from Tyreek, and notable movement inside the Cowboys front office. When all of these factors align, it usually means something real is happening beneath the surface, whether it's completed yet or not. Let's shift to what Cowboys Nation is feeling right now. Fans are going insane over the idea of Tyreek Hill wearing that iconic star. Some are calling this the greatest offensive upgrade of the decade. Others worry about the cost, the cap hit, and whether the Cowboys would be mortgaging their future too heavily. But one thing nearly every fan agrees on is that Dallas desperately needs another weapon. This is a team with talent, but in big playoff games they often come up one superstar short. Adding Tyreek Hill wouldn't just fill that gap, it would obliterate it. Suddenly, every third down looks different. Every red zone attempt becomes more unpredictable. Every defensive coordinator is forced to rethink how they approach Dallas. This is the type of move that transforms a team from good to terrifying. As more details emerge, one insider reported that the Cowboys have already internally discussed potential jersey numbers for incoming star receivers. While this could be routine planning, the timing is impossible to ignore. Another report mentioned that the Cowboys' social media team has been preparing for something major, which could simply be hype, or it could be the early steps of a rollout plan. And the biggest clue yet, a well-known Dolphins beat writer confirmed that Tyreek Hill was absent from a team-related promotional shoot today. That alone doesn't confirm anything, but absence during peak trade rumor season is always suspicious. If the trade has already been agreed upon behind closed doors, we could see an announcement at any moment. Teams often finalize player physicals, contract adjustments, and logistical coordination before making anything public. So what we're witnessing right now could be the quiet moment right before a seismic announcement drops. If the Cowboys do land Tyreek Hill, the entire landscape of the NFC will shift instantly. San Francisco, Philadelphia, Detroit, everyone will have to completely rethink their defensive strategies. It becomes a chessboard where Dallas suddenly gains the most powerful offensive piece in the game. And if this move falls through or turns out to be a false alarm, the fact that it was even possible shows that the Cowboys front office is thinking aggressively, boldly, and creatively. The Cowboys are not sitting quietly anymore. They're making noise, testing boundaries, and pushing to build a roster that can dominate now, not later. Whether or not the Tyreek Hill trade becomes official, this story signals something bigger. Dallas is in the mood to make a dynasty-level move. And that alone should have the NFL on high alert. The coming hours and days will be crucial, and we'll be tracking every twist and turn as it unfolds. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most dramatic trade rumors of the season, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more breaking Cowboys coverage.